大谷翔平ニュースチャンネルへようこそ。現地時間7月13日夜、解説者とジョー・マドンが Mlb 監督として19シーズンを過ごした大谷翔平の未来を語る。フォローしていきましょう。
We look forward to this. Our pal is Joe Maddon. There's your first half leaders. We got a lot to do with Joe. Football country, of course. Joe Namath and Joe Maddon, hand in hand. Joe was a quarterback, I believe, in high school. And there he is, my pal. And he says,
hey, brother, how you
Mr.
doing?
Maddon, it's a pleasure. It's great to... Doing well. We got a lot to do with the baseball, and I'm going to shut up after I ask the questions. I want you to shine here. Number one, Ohtani. You know the owner. I would be shocked if he trades him. I don't know if he's going to stay. I don't think he's going to stay there. But I also don't think the Angels, even though they're out of it right now, are going to trade him in 3 weeks. Let me get your thoughts on that first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you. That's probably true. However, with Mikey being injured right now, that might force their hand a little bit if they feel that they're really going to fall totally out of contention. I mean, after all, I mean, if they don't trade him and we get to the conclusion, and of course he goes somewhere else, I mean, that's really a bad strategy also. So they're going to have to really continue to think about this. If they play well over the next couple of weeks, it might be easier to not trade him. But overall, I mean, if the guy's just going to walk next year and get nothing in return for it, that's a difficult thought. It really is. It's not optimal.
Yeah, I agree with that, Joe. But boy, oh boy, you want to be the owner who pulls the trigger in late July, early August on trading Ohtani? I mean, it's one thing if he leaves after you offer him $500 million, but to trade him with 2 months to go, how much are you going to get back anyway? That's why I think at the end of the day, push comes to shove, Artie will keep. And you generally agree with that?
Generally, yeah, but you have to figure out who or find out who's willing to trade with you and find out what that package looks like. I mean, they have an opportunity to get, pretty good over the next couple of years. I like a lot of the young players they have already. It's all about pitching regardless, and I know you're trading a great hitter and pitcher with Shohei, potentially. But overall, man, to get nothing and just let him go somewhere else, maybe a draft pick, whatever that may be, that's hard. It's a difficult decision. I don't disagree. It goes back to the Yankees trading Babe Ruth. People are going to bring up that comparison, absolutely. But however, you got to do what's best for your organization. What's the Angels going to look like next year and the year after that? Are you trying to win the World Series, or are you just trying to ameliorate a fan base? You got to figure that part of it out.
Yeah, very tricky. All right, let's talk about your road team, Tampa. They're not playing well right now. They had a big enough cushion, but they have played pretty poorly the last 3-4 weeks. Their bullpen, they kind of wear out a little bit. They've had some pitchers injured, which is another issue. McClanahan, Rasmussen, the whole bit. What's your take on Tampa and Kevin Cash? Thoughts there? Go ahead.
Well, I've been through it with them. If you remember, in 2008, we went to the World Series after being pretty bad in 2007. And right up to the All-Star break, we lost 7 games in a row. We had a 7-game losing streak, 4 in a row in Cleveland. So you have to sit on 11 days going from the last time you had won a game. You go through your All-Star break, 4 days. I'm sitting in Naples, Florida. We come back after that, and all of a sudden we got well and played really well from that point on through August, and of course after that. So I just think you got to stay with it. Like you said, there's some things that have not worked out well for them injury-wise, whatever. But I mean, listen, they're going to play their game. They're going to come back and play in their game. They have a lot of self-confidence in their method, their philosophy, their style. So I've been through this. We actually had 2 7-game losing streaks in 2008 and ended up winning 90-some games and going to the World Series. So bear with them. I mean, they know what they're doing down there. It's sometimes you just get fatigued, tired, whatever. But I think this period between now and August 1st will tell you a lot.
All right, the Braves, in your eyes, are they by far and away the best team in the sport right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with they're good, and they're playing with a lot of self-confidence, man. Everything's kind of clicking for them right now. They got everything they could possibly need or ask for. And I'm sure Alex is going to probably attempt to augment that even further as it gets to the trade point of this thing. So yeah, they are that team. I mean, the way the Rays broke, and then of course the Rays and the Braves sound the same when you talk on television, but the Rays break and the Braves come back and play actually better than them. The other teams behind them, they're good. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on there, but they're not going to reach the level of the Braves this year. They are the best team in the sport.
Now, I agree right now. All right, Mets and Padres. Do you think any of these 2 teams, right now, they're still under 500, and they're, 8, 7, 9 games back of the wild card, and the Mets aren't winning the division. Do you think the Mets and Padres still have a chance to make a second half run?
They have a chance. I mean, it's very difficult to not play well, then all of a sudden play well just in the second half. I mean, if you had played relatively well in the first half, behind a little bit, there's a chance to, catch lightning in the bottle in the second half and eventually become really good. Their rosters indicate that they can do that, but when you have to make up that much ground, it's exhausting. It is exhausting, player-wise, organizationally. I've been partying with the Rays. We were 18 games under 500 in the first half. Eventually got back to 500 and ran out of gas. So that's what you have to be mindful of. They have to play at such a high clip of not losing in the second half that it is exhausting. Bullpens could really get burned out because you only have certain guys you're going to trust in win situations. And again, to win that consistently that often without your best bullpen guys out there is difficult. So it's exhausting to try to catch up like that. Of course, they have a chance, but it's a difficult one.
100%. Joe Maddon doing a superb job. He knew he would. The Reds, fun, youthful, steal bases. Fans are into it, something different. We all like the Reds. This would be very interesting, and I think they need to, if they add some payroll, bring some pitchers in to tell the ball club down in the clubhouse, hey, we have your back. We appreciate what you've done. Let's go for it. How important in your eyes for the morale of the team, manager, players included, coaching staff, is it for the front office to edify by the deadline? Let me get your thoughts on that.
It's huge. I mean, there's so much talk within the clubhouse, whether people want to agree with this or not. When you bring in pieces at this time of the year, it really can buoy the spirits within the clubhouse. Now, having said that, it's also important to bring in guys that the guys in the clubhouse know is or are better than what we already have. So I've seen lateral moves made that could actually blow up a clubhouse where you bring somebody in and he's really not an uptick in regards to what we have already. Sometimes that can be detrimental. So whoever you bring in, that whole group's got to know this is better than what we have. And there's something that happened with the Angels back in the 90s with that made that very obvious to me. So bring up some guys that are obviously better. And yes, I thought that Cincinnati, to me, is the most fun and most interesting group to watch right now. I watch them almost every night. They're playing real baseball. They're playing athletic baseball. And a part of it is, of course, that they do need some kind of pitching help. There's no question about it. So augmenting that group right now could really be a difference maker.
が跳ね上がり、800億円から最近は1000億円というとてつもない数字がネット上に踊っている。前半戦の打撃成績はメジャートップの32本塁打、リーグ2位の71打点、リーグ6位の打率、302と三冠王も射程圏。あまり良くないと話す投手成績にしてもサイ・ヤング賞の選考で重視される奪三振はリーグ3位の132。2年ぶりの MVP はほぼ確実視されているからタイトル総なめの可能性まで出てきた。となると1000億円という桁外れの数字もあながち盛りすぎとも思えなくなってくるが、大谷の狙いも投打のタイトル独占にあるのではないか。かのベーブ・ルース以来の二刀流という道を切り開いた今、次の目標があるとすれば投打ともナンバーワンになることです。移籍するにしろ残るにしろ本人の望みは優勝すること。強豪球団に請われてメジャー史上最大の契約を結ぶためにはこれまで以上のパフォーマンスが求められる。少なくとも本人はそう考えていますよとは前出の特派員だ。
ました。面白かったらチャンネル登録してお友達とビデオを共有してください。さようなら、また会いましょう。